Goodbye, YouTube. So recently, I have actually kind of gotten a bit bored with stall, which is shocking. I know, right? I can hear the gasps from here, but I thought that, you know what? I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna make some teams that are more offensively based instead of like semi-offensive, which is like the most offensive I tend to get. And yeah, as you can see, I have a really offensive RU team. I don't actually have any walls on this team, but the main idea behind this team is to get up as many hazards as I can with Crustal, then just start plowing through my opponent's team. Looking at threats on my opponent's side of the field, Gallade and Rotom were really going to be the only two things I was going to have to watch out for, but due to the fact that he doesn't have a Rapid Spinner, I knew my best leader was going to be my Crustal, as he's going to be leading off with the Slowking. Even if he wants to stay in and take me out with Scald, I know I at least will get up one layer of Spikes and Stealth Rocks. As I get on my rocks, he decides to bring in his Pharaoh Seed, obviously fearing the X-Scissor. And this is actually really good for me because now I can basically get up all three layers on my spikes. Unfortunately though, he can also get up all his own hazards, but due to the fact that I have a spinner, I have a potential chance to spin away his entry hazards later on in the battle, as where my hazards will be here to stay on his side of the field. So, as he gets up his third layer, I switch into my Sigilyph, and I know that Sigilyph does tend to carry Heat Wave, so knowing that he more than likely would want to switch out fearing the Heat Wave, what I'm going to do is actually go for the Calm Mind, because his only real switch into my Sigilyph is his Mandibuzz, and because Mandibuzzes tend to be especially defensive, I'm hoping that this Air Slash will be an easy 2-hit KO. Unfortunately, I know that he more than likely is going to go for the Whirlwind, but this Air Slash does not do nearly as much damage as I thought it would, because I'm Life Orbed, and that was at +1. That just goes to show you how damn bulky Mandibuzz really is. But he Whirlwinds me into the perfect Pokemon, because now I know that the Rapid Spin is so painfully obvious, and the fact that I want to go for Stone Edge, either wanting to take out the Mandibuzz or take out the Rotom, that I'm going to predict him to bring in Slowking or Aggron, and I'm actually going to go for the Rapid Spin. As he does bring in the Slowking, I'm able to spin away all his hazards, which is really great because for the time being, my team will have an advantage against his team because I will not be taking any damage upon switch-ins. So seeing that he doesn't have leftovers on Slowking, that automatically tells me that he's Choice Specs, and the most useless thing on my team at the current moment is my Sigilyph. In hindsight, maybe I should have switched to my Crustal, because I could have definitely kept Sigilyph for later on in the battle, but it really doesn't end up being too game-changing as I miss my Air Slash. It actually comes to play right here because I actually go for the Pursuit thinking that maybe he would want to switch out, thinking I would want to go for the Sucker Punch, but no, he actually stays in, barely survives, and he's going to get off a huge amount of damage with the Surf, and this turn I can just knock him out with another Pursuit, which is really great because Spec Slowking actually could have done some damage to my team. So that's one unsuspected threat out of the way. As he brings in the Rotom, I'm thinking, yes, I can go for the Sucker Punch and knock it out as he Volt Switches, but no, he either predicts me to switch out or scouts out for the Sucker Punch or something, but he knew that I wouldn't go for the Pursuit again, and he makes a good switch by bringing in the Pharaoh Seed. As I miss my Will-O-Wisp the following turn, he's going to be able to get up a Stealth Rocks, which really isn't too crucial, just because I do still have my Kabutops, which can easily spin away the hazards. I'm going to be able to hit my Will-O-Wisp, and I managed to get a bit of justice for the Will-O-Wisp miss earlier, and as he misses Elite Seed. So, expecting him to go for an Elite Seed, I'm just going to bring in my Rotom, but he actually ends up going for the Gyro Ball. I guess maybe thinking I would want to leave in my Spiritomb for Death Fodder, or something along those lines, but no, I know I should have use for Spiritomb later on in the battle, and unfortunately, at the amount of HP Pharaoh Seed is at, my Thunderbolt will not be able to take it out, so I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, hoping that maybe he tries to go for a Thunder Wave, but no, he does make the better play, which is going for a layer of Spikes. As I'm just going to stay in, hoping that I hit at least 3 times to be able to knock out the Pharaoh Seed. I only hit twice, and he's able to get up a second layer of Spikes, which is going to be really annoying, just because now I am going to be pressured to Rapid Spin. So, as he brings in the Aggron, I'm just going to basically leave in my Crustal for fodder. Now, at the time of the battle, it didn't click in my mind that the fact that he has Stone Edge and not Head Smash is a bit odd, but you're going to see that this actually plays a role later on in the battle, as he just takes me out with another Stone Edge. That's perfectly fine by me, because now I can bring in my Kabutops, and for some reason, I thought that this Aggron was Choice Banded. And obviously, if he was banded, then he would be carrying the Head Smash and not the Stone Edge. But at the time, as I said, it did not click in my mind that it was odd that he had Stone Edge. So, expecting him to bring in Rotom, I'm actually going to go for the Swords Dance, because I'm pretty positive at +2, with me being Adamant, Max Attack, this Aqua Jet will be able to finish him off after 2 Stealth Rock switch-ins. But he just barely ends up living on like literally 1 or 2%. And is going to be able to knock me out with the Volt Switch, which really is bad because now he has 2 layers of Spikes up and Rocks up, which means my team, like his team, will be taking a good amount of damage upon every switch-in. So he Volt Switches into the Aggron. Now, if I had known that it was odd that he had Stone Edge, I would have not brought in my Entei, and instead I would have brought in my Rotom, because as you're about to see, he actually has the Cuff Stop Berry, which means he can go before me, hit me with the Stone Edge, and take me out, but he misses. Now, that miss was actually very, very crucial, because due to the fact that he missed, this now means my Entei can basically knock out the Mandibuzz. As he brings in the Rotom, it will die off to the rocks, and with Gallade being his last, even if he is offensive, I will be able to live a Shadow Sneak, and in return knock it out with a Choice Bandit Adamant Flare Blitz, and that's going to be the victory in my favor. Now, if he had hit the Stone Edge, that means I would have lost the battle, because after he took out my Entei, the only offensive Pokemon I had left that could live entry hazards was going to be my Rotom, which means I would have to lock myself into Thunderbolt due to the fact that he had Mandibuzz, and even after 3 layers of Spikes and Stealth Rocks, Gallade would have been able to live my Thunderbolt and in return knock me out with the Close Combat. Then my Spiritomb would have died off to the entry hazard switch, and he would have ended up winning the battle. But hey, my Entei is well trained, he skillfully dodged the Stone Edge, and I was able to pull out the victory. So if you guys did enjoy the quick battle, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. And yeah, hopefully I will be uploading some more future battles with some more offensive teams. So with that, I will see you guys later.